It's the book of James, chapter 5, and verse 1, and it reads, Go to now, ye rich men, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you. Verse 2, Your riches are corrupted, and your garments are moth-eaten. Verse 3, Your gold and silver is cankered, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you, and shall eat your flesh as it were fire. Ye have heaped treasures together for the last days. I want to start off by giving all praise, all honor, and all glory to Kol Haloyim La Yahweh, Hashem Yahushai, Hashem Rahakadash. I say double honors to the elders and to the apostles that taught me this truth. Peace and salutations to the Akim across the four corners of the earth, pushing this truth with faith and with sincerity, as well as risking their lives and their freedom to do so now more so than ever. Shalom to the Akim and the Akwat up there listening and learning, Lord, willingly. This is edifying. Shalom to the Israelite foreigners scattered abroad and the land of other nations appearing like the other nations, but whom subscribe to this truth. To you, I say shalom, brother Yahweh, coming at you another lesson through the Spirit and through the power of Yahweh. Hashem Yahushai, Yahweh meaning he exists, or he to be. Hashem, Baz in, Haz, the Hashem, his name. Yahushai meaning he saves, or he deliverer. True names of the Most High God and His Son, who you ignorantly call God in Jesus Christ, whose true name in the Paleo Hebrew is Yahweh, Hashem Yahushai. This lesson is inspired through the Spirit. I meant to do a lesson on this a minute ago when I first saw it, but you know how I go. And right now, you know, the Spirit feeding is too many things to do videos on. So, you know, I pray that the brothers that's weak in the spirit, you know, I'm watching the body try to motivate brothers. I never used to see that before, you know what I mean? So I guess the Spirit really is helping. You know, so again, I pray that, you know, those that's downtrodden in the spirit, that's low in the spirit, that battling these demons like we all are, you know. But, you know, it's different stages of the fight. Some, I mean, you know, I've heard great men say how, you know, they've been low in the spirit. So, you know, that can happen to us all, you know. But that's what the purpose of the body is for, to motivate and, you know, because we all soldiers and the only body can understand your plight is a fellow soldier. But at the end of the day, if it's not the will of the Lord, I pray that the Lord just watch over and protect His elect. That's all I can do. In the spirit of the elders, you know, this is for the elect. So it says Illinois-based Millennium Bank acquired Pulaski deposits and most of its assets. The FDIC said the collapse will cost $28.5 million to the deposit insurance fund, citing suspected fraud. So basically, this lesson or this article goes into the first bank felon of 2025. Yeah. And I didn't know it was out of Illinois. It says Chicago-based Pulaski Savings Bank was shuttered Friday by the Illinois Department of Financial and Professional Regulation over what the agency called its unsafe and unsound condition, along with its impaired capital position. That's a lot of big words to. Yeah, it's fraud and it's spiritual because well, I can't say it's exactly fraud, but it's spiritual because of Elon Musk and that Doge team, you know, scrutinizing all the government records, which of course is fraud. You know, when I was homeless, it's an agency here. You know, I actually had the opportunity to visit other cities and was in a situation dealing with homelessness in another city. So you see how much money is funneled and funded through. You know, you have people that donate money and really expecting the money to reach the hands of somebody in need, while somebody will intercept that money. You know, the city of Los Angeles made a statement about that. It was a guy that worked for the city, and he was saying how pretty much they was asking him how to tackle the homeless problem. He was like, well, it's never really will completely be tackled because when you got the individuals that's dealing with the funds, pretty much those funds supposed to be given to those in need, and then pretty much it never ends up making it to the people that need it. Because I mean, it's always in big. You know, that's the thing about dealing with you when you work for like a corporation. You know what I mean? You stand out and you go unnoticed, and that's just the facts of it. You know, that's with anything. You know, one person can make everybody get evaluated. Millennium Bank of Des Plaines, Illinois, agreed to purchase Pulaski in a sale facilitated by the DFPR and the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, which has been appointed receiver. No further explanation. They try to say basically is the FDIC says we want to stress that not one customer with deposits at Pulaski Bank will lose a penny as a result of the steps taken today. Because you got the FDIC, the federal. What is the name? What is the acronym for that? The Deposit Insurance, Federal Deposit Insurance Fund, FDIC. So that's put in place for if basically the bank fails, that your money is insured, but it's a monetary amount that goes up to. I think it's up to 250,000. So beyond that, you're not covered, and that's something that they don't tell you. So just imagine when this big crash comes, a lot of people are gonna lose everything. So that's why the scriptures talk about lay up your treasures in heaven and not on earth, where moth and rust can corrupt. Because based on the financial system, this financial system is garbage. It's a fiat currency, meaning it's fraudulent. It's made up money. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 47, starting at verse um, 13, and it reads, "And there was no bread in all the land, for the famine was very sore, so that the land of Egypt and all the land of Canaan fainted by reason of the famine." And as many times I've read this, I've never really paid attention, but the Lord was putting them in double straits, because not only was the money failed, but it was a lack of bread as well. And that's going to happen again in this current Babylon the Great. Verse 14, "And Joseph gathered up all the money that was found in the land of Egypt and in the land of Canaan for the corn which they bought. And Joseph brought the money into Pharaoh's house." And that's just like right now. You got Babylon the Great, aka America, going through this trade war. And okay, Mexico might secede. Well, not secede, but they might bow. Well, they already bowed, and Canada might bow, although they threaten tariffs of their own. But China right now, you are seeing the effects of this trade war, and it's gonna fuck us up. Well, Slovakia, slip of the tongue, not the heart. It's gonna fuck these Babylonians. It's gonna fuck Esau, Edom up, and Donald Trump is not gonna affect. It's not gonna affect the wealthy like that. Yeah, they may feel it, but they're not gonna really feel it. We're gonna feel it. So this is another tool used to break the people. As you already going through record high inflation, you already going through a lack of jobs, you're going through all these different things, and then on top of it, this trade war is going to increase the price of goods. And we pretty much get everything from China. You know what I mean? So this is good though, because again, a lot of the frivolous bullshit that people spend their money on, this is the perfect time. If we do get an income tax, then instead of wasting it on some bullshit, Jay gonna have to really like, I was just listening to the royal brother, like, you better be. He said, "I'm penny pinching." Shit, you should be. We should. Well, I'm not talking, because that brother sound like he be on it, but like, you got Jake Stills in the mirror blowing their money and then think. Well, I don't have to deal with that, but I'm just saying though, you will watch. And don't get me wrong, I've done dumb shit, but I did that in the world. You know what I mean? Like, I would never do that amongst brothers, because you don't know what another brother got going on. You know what I mean? But I'm the bad guy. So say hello to the bad guy. You know what I mean? Like, the fuck, Salakia. I don't know that truly is the spirit, because like, it be out of sight and out of mind. Like, I'm cool now. Like, I even think I know why the Lord did what He did. And who can know the mind of the Lord? But the Lord, everything happened for a reason. And yeah, this is painful and hurt, but at the same time, it also let me understand that the Lord can do whatever He wants. It's not our plan; it's the Lord's plan. I know for a fact that I ain't still keeping up with the spirit, but then I'm just completely a lost cause. And at the end of the day, I could be being used and then be discarded. You know, you have to really sit and meditate on those things. These are the things that's my biggest fear, that you didn't put in this work. That was a terrifying dream to me. He said Jake went through doing all the work and was unworthy. Like that scripture say about how the Lord said, "Didn't I prophesy in your name and cast out demons and all that in your name?" He said, "Get away from me. I never knew thee." That's scary. Verse 15 again, "And when money failed in the land of Egypt and in the land of Canaan, all the Egyptians came unto Joseph and said, Give us bread, for why should we die in thy presence? for the money faileth. Because at the end of the day, this monetary system was set up to fail. It's, you know what I mean, in order to bring in another system. You know, they always go into it, the elders always go into it about how every fiat currency that actually is set up failed. This is the book of Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 2. Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 1. I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower and will watch to see what he will say unto me and what I shall answer when I'm reproved. And the Lord Yahweh Bashim shall answer me and say, write the vision and make it plain upon tables that he may run that read of it, which the vision is these prophecies. You know, the tower is these cell phones, these laptops, these computers, you know, where we getting all this information and we're filtering it through the scriptures to basically warn the people. You know, and it's not about, you know, the big words you say, although big words, you know, captures the mind and the attention of men, you know, and it shows that you're being studious. But, you know, you ain't got to use all that, you know, that pulp. You know, you could just literally just break it down. You know. Verse 3, you know, because the Lord, you know, the Lord ain't that, you know, the Lord is a simple, you know, you take time through. I remember Indiana Jones, and it was the Holy Grail. And I remember when he went in the room with the Holy Grail and they was looking for all the cups. They was figuring out which cup was to be the Holy Grail. And he in the cup there with cups with gold and gems and gemstones and jewels all embedded in it. And after he tricked the, I think it was a Nazi, basically was trying to get the Holy Grail. Once he tricked him and gave him the wrong cup, pretty much they was trying to find the right cup, and it was like the cup is simple. So it wasn't like no embedded gold and blazed cup. It was just a simple cup. And that's how this truth is. For those that have the eyesight, this ain't complicated. And anything that's written in the scriptures or that elders present, you know, if the Holy Spirit dealing with you, then you're not going to be offended in it. Again, that rape topic, I don't, you know, again, like, Jacob having a mind, you treat a female like this, or, you know, how that, you know, because even in the world, I grew up, we was taught certain things about a woman, you know, and I got 3 daughters, but it still, it makes sense of the fact that, you know, because that's actually righteous. If a man take it because he couldn't wait, yeah, then now it's a penalty for doing that. That makes sense. Verse 3, for the vision is yet for a appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie, though it tarry, wait for it, because it was surely coming, will not tarry. So because the visions, the prophecies start, they stop, they start, they stop. Although it looked like it's not going to come to pass, we watching it come to pass now. Look at how much has just happened within, like, what, 2 weeks? This man's presidency, you know, the elder been in the spirit of quoting that, you know, it seemed like decades, seemed like nothing, you know, in the decades, it seemed like a day passes, and then in a day, it seemed like decades pass, roughly paraphrased. A lot is going on, and this man I'm talking about is not playing. I mean, like, I was just watching the one brother, the friend, that brother say, this man is up there playing with the taxes. Man, like, say, this man has access and control over the payment systems. So just based on that, he could implement a new payment system. And then this, verse 4, Lord willingly, this is the year. Verse 4, behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. Whose soul is not upright? Esau, Edom's. Verse 5, yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, he's a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desires hell, and is as deaf and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations and heapeth unto him all people, because he wants everybody, you know, to worship and idolize him and to follow his ways, which his ways will get you destroyed. You know, this man doesn't bring or cultivate light. He cultivates death. Look at, like, this man is the very things that's supposed to sustain us and have us thrive in life is killing us. The food, the air, the water. And then you got to really question, for all these years, you literally been killing all the generations with the fluoride in the water and the spraying of this and doing all that and these chemicals in the food, but now you want to change it? So what purpose? Verse 6, shall not all these take up a parable against him and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increased that which is not his, how long, and to him that ladeth himself with thick clay. You go into that word clay, it's a batya, meaning heavy debts, heavy pledges or heavy debts, which the U.S. dollar is a debt note. The book of Revelation, chapter 6 and verse 6, and I heard a voice in the midst of the four beasts say, a measure of wheat for a penny, and 3 measures of barley for a penny, and see thou hurt not the oil and wine. And pretty much that's going into the inflation. That can line up with James chapter 5 and verse 1, the money being cankered. Because this fiat currency, pretty much that's why we're seeing the inflation. When you go into that word penny, it's denarius, which was a day's wage for a Roman soldier in the Roman Empire. So pretty much it says, a measure of wheat for a penny goes into pretty much it's going to cost a day's wage to pay for, a loaf of bread. And we're seeing the increase in, how high the cost of these goods are. Brother was just talking about that same brother. But during this trade war, see how expensive certain shit about to be. But it's all for, I ain't gonna say for all for leisure, but a lot of it's gonna be for leisure stuff. Look at the price of eggs. They came up with this whole flying flu, and now the price of eggs is ridiculous. So they like killing 2 birds with 1 stone. You know what I mean? In a way, like the Lord fucking shit up. Call lawyer, blah y'all, but shit on shot. We all know about Zephaniah chapter 1. It talks about how ye merchants, how ye inhabitants of Mektesh, for all the merchant people are cut down, all they that bear silver are cut off, because it's going to be a stock market crash. That's why you're going to hear a great, it says, noise of a cry from the fish gate and a howling because the fish gate is like a fish market. So the stock market, where money is traded, fishes, things are sold and bought and sold, and this gate, this marketplace, that's why it talks about a great crashing, because the stock market is going to crash. And, it's already been lightweight been affected a few different times, but it's going to be a great crashing. And the spirit had jumped on me because, I looked into what caused the Great Depression. It was a number of things. Pretty much the stock market crashing. It was a tariff that was imposed. And then, out of that, you got, a war. So, I got to get ready to go. Evil days is coming. It talks about the end is coming. The end is coming. And watch it, for thee, behold, it is come. But this is the book of Proverbs, chapter 11 and verse 4, and it reads, riches profit not in the day of wrath, but righteousness delivereth from death. And that's all you're going to have is your integrity for Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, trusting and believing in Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, and that's why he's going to have, if you are of his stock, if you are of his elect, he's going to pretty much have you, he's going to protect you. He's going to hold you in that day or that hour of temptation, But, these physical coins, this physical money, all that's going to be pretty much destroyed. That's going to be done away with. So I'm going to end the lesson there. If you're so-called Black, Hispanic, Native American, Seminole Indian, West Indian, or Haitian, I implore you to come back to the law, statutes, and commandments of your power, whose true name in the Paleo Hebrew is Yahweh. Hashem Yahushua, you will be destroyed. And with that, I want to give all praise, all honor, and all glory. All praise, all honor, and all glory to call loyal. La Yahweh, Hashem Yahushua, Hashem, Hakodash, double honors to the elders, to the apostles that told me this truth. Peace and salutation to the Akim, across the 4 corners of the earth, pushing the truth with faith and with sincerity, as well as risking their lives and the freedom to do so. Now more so than ever. Shalom to the Akim and Akwata for listening and learning. Lord willingly, this was edifying. Shalom to the Israelite foreigners scattered abroad. Until next time, Lord willingly, shalom, shalom. Kwam Yasharallah, Mawath Lababal.